So now let's talk about EBS snapshots. So you can take your EBS volumes and make a snapshot, which is also called a backup, at any point of time that you wanted to. The idea is that you will be able to back up the state of it, and even if the EBS volume is terminated later on, you could restore it from that backup. Now, to make a backup, it is not necessary to detach the volume prior to doing the backup, but it is recommended just to make sure that everything is clean on your EBS volume. And why do we do snapshots? Well, we can obviously restore them, but we can also copy snapshots across availability zones or regions, and the idea is that you would be able to transfer some of your data in a different region of AWS to leverage the global infrastructure. So if we look at ES East 1A and we want to transfer an EBS volume to ES East 1B, the way we would do it is that we would have the EBS volume attached to the EC2 instance, and then we would snapshot it. So maybe we would stop the EC2 instance ahead of time to make sure the snapshot is clean, or we could just do it on the fly. It is really up to you and based on how you have programmed your EC2 instance. Now, the EBS snapshots exist in your region, and that EBS snapshot can be used to restore a new EBS volume in another availability zone. And then now that this is done, we can attach the new EBS volume to an EC2 instance in ES East 1B. And there we go, we have successfully and effectively transferred an EBS volume through a snapshot across AZ. So some features you need to know about for EBS snapshots is the first one, an EBS snapshot archive. So it allows you to move your snapshots to another storage tier called an archive tier. And that tier is 75% cheaper. So your snapshot is going to be moved, manually or whatever, however you set to the archive tier. But if you have it in the archive, it takes you between 24 to 72 hours to restore from the archive. So these are for snapshots that are not very important to you to restore in a rush, okay? But you want to save some cost on them. The second feature is around recycle bin for EBS snapshots. So by default, when you delete snapshots, they're gone, but you can set up a recycle bin, and the recycle bin will have all the snapshots that are deleted. And then after a while, maybe you can specify from 1 day to 1 year, the snapshots are gone from the bin. So on deleting a snapshot, it would go into a recycle bin, and you may have, for example, 1 year to recover the snapshots, which allows you to protect yourself against accidental deletion. Okay, that's it for this lecture. I hope you liked it, and I will see you in the next lecture.